It all started at the age of 9 years old when I started to become hyper aware of my body. Not due to anybody or any particular traumatic event, I just became hyper aware of the fitness models on the magazines, of the people around me, of what other people thought was beautiful or not. And I started to manage my food. Over the next 20 years, things got a little bit out of hand for me. I became a pretty excessive binge eater at the result, like at the climax of not being able to sustain dieting strategies. I read every pretty much starvation book I'd ever come across. I remember going to the library and finding all the diet and absolute caloric restriction books. I filled my mind with all the incorrect information about how to achieve this optimal body that I thought was going to be the answer to all of my confidence and self-awareness issues. It got pretty dark. Food was all I thought about from the time I woke up to the time I went to sleep. I have years and years of journal entries with the caloric number that I ate that day. If it was a good day, how much I was proud of myself and loved myself. If it was a bad day, what I'd eaten, and how many miles I had gone to run, or how much time I'd spent at the gym to try to burn it off. Thankfully, I've been able to reprogram a lot of the emotion attached to these memories because they are very dark and painful. Now I just look at them with gratitude. I look at my past self and say, thank you for the lessons that you taught me. Because moving myself from such a polar extreme opposite to now where I am today as a fitness nutrition specialist, an author, a speaker, a trainer, I just like to call myself a builder. I build people, I build you psychologically, nutritionally, fitnessly, a word, I guess. I'm very grateful because I've been given some gifts of understanding the complexities of nutrition and fitness and mindset and weaving it all together into something that is digestible, pun intended, for my body buddies. In 2012, it was March 17th, I was at a really dark, difficult time in my life, and the height of the binge eating, the excessive exercising, the self-doubt, relationship issues, work, not feeling fulfilled, not sure where I was going in life, really having no direction. And I was driving down the freeway feeling very just negative. And all of a sudden, I heard a voice. And it said, "You are the master of yourself." And I thought I was crazy, and I looked in the rearview mirror, and that voice came again, "You are the master of yourself." Well, I knew in that moment what needed to happen. I had become a trainer in 2010, thinking that would solve my issues. If I was helping other people, surely I could willpower myself through my own tendencies and these habits I had programmed into myself. But no, that didn't work. I had to put myself through boot camp, essentially. So from that moment on, I drove home, I took everything out of my fridge and pantry, I cleared it out, and I called my buddy EJ, who he had been a fellow trainer of mine. We worked at the same gym in 2010, and he, and along with some other trainers I'd worked with in the past, they'd said, you know, you have a good physique, like if you thought about competing in fitness competitions, and I laughed it off because they didn't know the depth to my private life that was so shameful. Nobody saw my weakness. Nobody saw my inability to control myself. How could I ever rise to the level of those people? I wasn't like them. I wasn't good enough for that. But I called him and I said, EJ, I'm ready for the diet. Send me it. And he sent me the one paper that changed my life forever. I followed it religiously. I never strayed once. And this was part of the journey into me beginning to figure it out, because I competed that summer, and yes, I had a fantastic transformation, and it was the most grueling transformational spring and summer, which insert during that time was the death of my oldest brother, a very difficult time, but it gave me more motivation. It gave me more strength. I knew he supported me. I knew he would want me to reach this goal, that it was going to change my life. I knew it. I didn't know how, but I knew I could keep going, one meal, one workout, one day at a time. And I did, until the end of the summer when I went in for a doctor's appointment. And the woman said, "You've got a liver issue." And so I had to begin the work of reintroducing different foods into my diet, with the psychology to be able to avoid the fears of doing so. I had to learn how to study each macronutrient, how to bring them into a formula. I made this little book and I began to see a pattern. I began to see through my research, I would read these academic articles and I would see, okay, well, protein did well. Well, how could I strategize this? And if I need protein throughout the day, and if I need to have vegetables, and all these things of what you need to have. And I began creating formulas and testing and testing and testing. And after one client came to me, well, I didn't know she was a client at the time, a friend, saying, "Can you help me?" And I said, "No." She said, "Please." And I said, "I don't know what I'm doing. I can teach you principles and we can figure it out together and strategize the best we can. Are you open to that?" Yes. Transformation. After transformation, after transformation, after transformation, I watched this little Facebook page I started to share fitness and nutrition tips that I truly treasured because they had changed everything for me. I just wanted to help people. I felt like I'd been given the lottery. I felt a duty and a responsibility to share that. And did I know as much then as I do now? No, and that's been part of the beautiful journey, is that every client I've ever coached, every challenge group I've ever run, which at this point there's thousands of people out there I've been so blessed to help, but in turn, each of them have helped me, and that's why we're body buddies, because we're in this together. I have become a strategist who is confident working with any individual with any condition, because we strategize the psychology, the emotions with optimality of nutrition and fitness. It doesn't matter where anybody is. What matters is that we can see how to move forward one meal, one workout, and one day at a time. I see beautiful miracles in the lives of my body buddies. I continue to see miracles in my life. Some days I think I created body buddies for everybody. Some days I think I created it for myself. It used to be my baby. Now it's my teenager. And someday I hope it is an adult that functions and lives and breathes on its own, because my body buddies now know enough to take this information out to their circle of friends. This is about fueling our minds to overcome the misinformation of this $3 trillion industry that does not care if we get results or if we figure ourselves out. Body Buddies is here to help you think critically, to become educated, to learn how to navigate the internal dialogue, to make strategic decisions based on goals, based on desires, based on body type. There is no one path for everyone. And so I invite you to begin learning the principles. You can't learn them in one day. You can't learn them in 1 week. I wish I could make it that easy for you, but I can't. I invite you to open your mind and come on this journey with all of us as we keep learning, we keep applying, we keep optimizing our lives and powering our bodies, because this is what I know. When we power our bodies, we power our lives, and we become people of more value, more love, and more service. And therein is meaning. The end goal is not the six-pack, but perhaps that is part of your journey. Perhaps part of your journey is dropping the cholesterol. Perhaps part of your journey is eliminating the fear of being hungry. Perhaps part of your journey is beginning to trust yourself alone with that pantry of food. Whatever your journey is, I believe in you. I'm always cheering you on. Let's do it. Power your body. One meal, one workout, one day at a time.